between the Yellow Jackets of Rockwall High School and the Highland Park Scots. We'd like to introduce the starting lineup for each team. Players will take the baseline on the respective sides as we call their names. Starting with the Rockwall Yellow Jackets, leading off, designated hitter number 15, Logan Terwilliger. At shortstop, number 3, Spencer Edwards. Behind the plate for Rockwall, number 9, Steve Bean. At first base, number 10, Hunter Wade. In left field, number 23, Josh Delos. In right field, number 11, Chris Kolakechi. Center field, number 17, Matt Durst. At third base, number 14, Dustin Angel. At second base, number 2, Skylar Bean. And on the mound for Rockwall, number 12, Brewer Money. Coach Jeff Payne and the rest of the Rockwall Yellow Jackets. Now for the Highland Park Scots. Leading off in center field, number 6, Captain Mark Gottsacker. Behind the plate, number 2, Aaron Falgu. At third base, number 5, Dylan May. At second base, number 3, Captain Chris McDade. Designated hitter for the Scots, number 26, Luke Utley. At first base, number 14, Griffin Gall. At shortstop, number 15, Matthew Milburn. In left field, number 8, David Hughes. In right field, number 20, Davis Rolfe. On the mound for the Scots, number 23, Matt Wilson. Coach Fred Oliver, assistant Travis Yoder, assistant athletic trainer Doug Gibbons, and the rest of the Highland Park Scots. Now, ladies and gentlemen, if you will please stand as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem.
From Scotland Yard, it's time for 2012 Highland Park Baseball tonight. The Scots take on the Rockwall Yellow Jackets as round number 2 of 10-4A play begins. Hello everybody, I'm Art Finley along with Miles Dunklin. And Miles, big time game tonight with Rockwall coming in here. Highland Park needs to keep the momentum going here in district play.
Absolutely, the Scouts have proved they're as good as anybody in this district and as good as anybody in the state. Last Tuesday when they beat Rockwall Heath, followed that up with a nice win against McKinney. If they could get another win tonight, they could really have it rolling here in district play with 3 in a row. And this is what we knew the Scots were going to get on a run like this soon. And another win tonight in a real crucial matchup would really do a whole lot to get the Scots in that 4th slot for playoffs.
Rockwall coming in at 6-1 on top of the 10-4A standings. Highland Park had them where they wanted them at Rockwall in the first meeting with 3 runs in that first inning, but things got away. The good news for Highland Park tonight, Matt Wilson on the mound, and he's just been sensational.
Absolutely, Matt's been totally dominant. We'll get to some of the numbers here in a little bit, but I mean, he's just been terrific on the bump for the Scots, and you know, as the ace, he's going to get the ball every Tuesday, and it's certainly a comfortable feeling for everybody in the lineup, and certainly for Coach Fred Oliver, knowing that number 23 is on the hill for the Scots.
What a performance he had at Rockwall Heath. That of Wilson will set the Highland Park defense. Aaron Falgouz the catcher, Griffin Gall at first base, Chris McDade at second, Matthew Milburn at shortstop, Dylan May is at third base. In left field tonight, David Hughes, the center fielder, Captain Mark Gottsacker, and in right field, a newcomer to the lineup tonight for Highland Park, Davis Rolfe, as unfortunately Ryan Romo was injured against Saxe and will be out of the lineup for an undetermined amount of time, but he won't play tonight. It'll be Logan Terwilliger, the designated hitter, to lead off for the Yellow Jackets, and we are underway here at Scotland Yard. Beautiful night for baseball. First pitch right at Milburn. Handles it. Perfect strike. You love that. One pitch, one out.
Yeah, I mean, ideal way to start the ball game right there. Minimize the pitch count, and good way to get Matt in a groove to start off.
Brings up shortstop Spencer Edwards.
Yeah, Matt, look at the numbers in district play. This is just his district numbers: a 1.17 ERA, a .92 WHIP. So he's allowing less than a base runner per inning.
That'll get it done. He busts the fastball to Edwards on the inside part of the plate. Fouled off for strike one.
Yeah, that's to me the most impressive number out there. 32 strikeouts to only 4 walks. Matt's not putting runners on base. He's not putting guys on. He's getting a lot of swings and misses.
Misses there. Count 1-1 to the shortstop Spencer Edwards. That pitch is high, 2-1.
Yeah, Matt threw a season high 101 pitches against Rockwall Heath. He went a full 7 innings. Scots needed
every one of them
from Will Nickel to end up getting that victory. But yeah, Matt with a real good performance last time out.
Wilson upstairs again. It's 3-1. Good pitch there. Hard hit ground ball to Milburn in the hole. Long throw, and he got him.
That was a big play right there with a 3-1 count. That was the ideal hitter's count, and Matt was able to induce a ground ball. A little nice play by Milburn right there.
Sure
That's
was.
A tough one on your backhand. It'll make a good strong throw.
Milburn showing off that pitcher's arm of his right there.
This is where Matt has a huge advantage when he's able to face another left-hander.
This is Steve Bean, the catcher for Rockwall.
And Bean is the object of about, there's about 8 or 10 Major League Scouts here tonight, all watching number 9 for Rockwall. And right now he's committed to play for Coach Garrido down there in Austin, but he could be off the board in the first 5 rounds of the Major League Baseball draft, which is saying a whole lot for a high school prospect.
1-1 the count to Bean. It was a 4-3 Rockwall win the first time these two met. Bean had an RBI single in that game.
That's a beautiful breaking ball from Wilson
sure
right there, and that's his go-to pitch, that curveball. But what a spectacular prospect Bean is. You don't usually see catchers be able to hit from the left side with power, and Bean certainly has plenty of power.
Pitch just outside, and the count 2-2. 2 away here in the top of the first inning. Chopper down the first base side, and will remain 2-2.
This is a big at-bat right here. You want to be able to get to that first inning, 1, 2, 3. Matt's got a chance to put him away here with 2 strikes. And this is definitely the one guy in this Rockwall lineup there. Well, there's a couple guys, but this is the main guy you want to try and avoid if all possible.
Breaking pitch out into left field, and coming on to make the catch is David Hughes. 1, 2, 3 go the Yellow Jackets in the top of the first. Highland Park coming to bat. We're scoreless. That ball carried out there a little bit further when it came off the bat. Looked like it was going to drop.
Yeah. That was a good piece of hitting.
Yeah, I'm sure was. All right.
You just don't see many left-handed catchers like that. They have that kind of power. I think he had 3 hits on Saturday. Yeah, Money had a complete game last Tuesday as well.
Leading off for Highland Park, center fielder Mark Gottsacker.
Yard, everyone. Art Finley and Miles Dunklin with you here on a perfect night for baseball. And Highland Park's leadoff man, Mark Gottsacker, to get it started for Highland Park. Gottsacker, .404 average on the season.
Yeah, and Mark continues to swing the bat really well. And he's been just an ideal leadoff guy for Highland Park. He's got walks in, I want to say, 10 straight games.
Team leader with 18 walks, or 18 runs, I should say, on the year.
Yeah, Mark has walks in 10 consecutive ball games. He's reached base in 15 in a row.
He has on-base percentage of .554. Count 1-1 on the Scots center fielder. It'll be Gottsacker, Aaron Falgout, and Dylan May to face Brewer Money.
Yeah, Money, the ace for Rockwall. He's their Tuesday pitcher as well, and he had a complete game against the Scots the first time out. His defense kind of let him down that first inning where he gave up 3 runs, but he rightened the ship from that point out and pitched a shutout in the last 6 innings of that ball game. As now Gottsacker is able to work himself a 3-1 count. Gottsacker had a triple on Saturday. It was a big 2-out, 2 RBI triple.
Big cut there for Gottsacker. And pressure on the Scots with the 3-4 record. They know that they're up against it for a playoff spot. Gottsacker just got under that, and that's skied out to center field. And the catch is made out there by Matt Durst for Rockwall, 1 down.
That's still a quality at bat from Gottsacker. That's all you can ask for from your leadoff guy. Work the count to a full count and get a 6-7 pitches in that pitcher off the first guy, and then put the ball in play.
Falgout swinging at the first pitch, hits it to Skylar Bean at second base, and he makes the toss over to Hunter Wade. And quickly 2 down for Highland Park here in the bottom of the first inning.
Falgout looking to get aggressive there. He's normally a very selective guy, but he's struggling a little bit at dish right now, so he's trying to get aggressive and jump on the first pitch. Right there, let's see May try and work the count a little bit after a quick out there by Falgout.
Make something happen here. Dylan May now for Highland Park. And he'll take ball 1. Pitch was low. May at 281 on the season, but 375 in district play.
Yeah, D. May had a 3-hit day on last Friday. Flashing the leather at third base as usual. Plays a great defense at third base. We said it before, this guy was a unanimous first-team all-district selection last season, only as a sophomore. So I mean, he's got another full season for Coach Oliver next year.
Ahead in the count here, 2-1, and that pitch misses as well. So 3-1 to May, and well documented how picky Dylan is at the plate. 13 walks on the season,
and also what a good fastball hitter he is. Got a chance to get one right here.
Big cut there, pitch on the inside, fouled off, and the count goes full.
Dylan just does a great job working that count. That's the second time the Scots have been able to get to a 3-1 count, and even though they haven't been able to take advantage of it, that's something, if you continue to do that throughout the game, you're going to find yourself in a good spot.
Good job there by Mays. He fights off the high fastball. You'll see another 3-2 pitch. Two outs here in the bottom of the first. That's hit hard at Edwards at shortstop. And the throw over in time, and that'll do it for Highland Park. They go 1-2-3, and after one complete here at Scotland Yard, no score.
Rockwall in the top of the second. First baseman, Hunter Wade.
Time back in here at Scotland Yard, and the 4-5-6 hitters, Hunter Wade, Josh DeLoach, and Chris Kolaketchi, due up for the Yellow Jackets, and ball one from Wilson to Wade.
There's a pretty good crowd here tonight. I always expect the second half of district play as one
Get out into
right
field, and Davis Rolfe coming on, and he makes the play. How about that? The replacement for Ryan Romo coming up big. And the way baseball usually goes, a new guy gets in the lineup, and somehow the baseball finds him.
Of course.
And terrific catch right there.
Well, he showed he's ready for the call-up, and I'm sure that's why Coach Oliver wouldn't have put a guy in the lineup he doesn't think is ready to make a play out there, especially defensively. That's
and
a real
the bunt
nice
laid down there by DeLoach, and that's base hit.
Smart play by Matt. He's going to watch that ball roll foul.
It does go foul. I look down. Way to go, Matt Wilson.
Well, that's a real smart play. He conceded that he was not going to be able to get that runner, and instead of trying to jump on the ball quickly and make a throw that might have gone astray, he's just going to go ahead and give it a chance to roll out of bounds, foul, and that's exactly what happens. Real smart play by Matt.
And it's an 0-1 count to DeLoach. Ground ball to shortstop. Milburn long throw, and oh baby, what a gun on Milburn as he throws out DeLoach, and that's the third put out of the game for Matthew Milburn.
Well, you say we saw him firing fastball after fastball here on Friday night, and he's throwing a couple over to Griffin Gall from that shortstop position. That's why when he's not on the mound, they're going to use that plus arm as a defensive weapon. Showing it off there.
DeLoach didn't really get all of that either. Milburn, great job on the throw, and there is a strike one to Kolaketchi.
Well, what set it up for Milburn right there was his footwork. He did a really good job of getting his feet under him, getting set before he made the strong throw.
And Wilson on top of Kolaketchi here, 0-2 the count.
This is where you look for the devastating breaking ball that Matt features. Either in on the hands or backdoor, try and sneak it in the back half of the plate. He likes that 0-2 fastball high and away. It's just kind of a waste pitch. Seems to be his go-to pitch right there with an 0-2 count.
1-2 to Kolaketchi.
Now he goes
pitch
to breaking ball.
Just outside.
That's where he's trying to backdoor it, which just means that if the hitter's on the opposite side, he's trying to sneak it in to where it'll look like it's going to be a ball and barely catch the outside corner of the plate.
That pitch is upstairs and the count full to Kolaketchi.
You hate getting ahead of a guy 0-2 and then screwing around and end up having a 3-2 count. Look for him to challenge the hitter right here. Go right after him.
There it is, strike 3 looking, and the Yellow Jackets again gone in order in the top of the second. Highland Park coming to bat. You're watching Scott Baseball on HPTV.
Off for the Scots in the bottom of the second. Second baseman, Chris McDade.
Yard, Chris McDade to lead off for Highland Park here in the bottom of the second inning. It'll be McDade, Utley, and Gall up for the Scots here.
Chris watches that first pitch outside. He brings a .338 batting average on the season into tonight's ball game, but a .421 batting average in league play.
Good eye there, and the count 2-0.
He's got a...
And money misses there, and the count 3-0 to the Highland Park second baseman.
McDade's got a 12-game hitting streak right now.
And a 4-pitch walk to McDade to lead off the second inning.
Well, that's certainly not what you want to do, put the leadoff man aboard with a 4-pitch walk. That's a sign that he doesn't really have much control if you're going to throw 4 straight to the leadoff hitter. You're at least trying to, with that get-me-over fastball, try and just locate one on a 3-0 count, but clearly he doesn't have control at the moment.
Luke Utley, excuse me, in it, designated hitter tonight. McDade dances off first base.
Designated hitter, Luke Utley.
Luke, sport number 10 tonight is the Scots wear the vintage throwback unis.
Which look fantastic, by the way.
I agree with that. Money paying a little extra close attention to McDade.
Good size lead for McDade there at first. And Utley slaps that foul down the first baseline.
As usual, Luke looking to attack that first pitch strike. Doesn't like to mess around when they try and get that first pitch strike over the plate. Luke likes to try and attack it.
Utley hitting .348 in district, 8 of 23. McDade keeps Money's attention over there at first. See how aggressive Coach Oliver wants to get here. Nobody out. Bottom of the second.
McDade had a steal as recently as Saturday. Coach Oliver makes a nice play over third base. 4 steals for the Scots on Saturday. Gottsacker, May, and Utley also had a swipe.
0-2 the count now on Utley. Fastball upstairs, 1-2. Bean sets up on the outside part of the plate, and that's where money goes with it. Fouled back by Utley.
Watching this matchup of McDade over there at first base. Now the big factor is the plus arm of Bean behind the plate. That's what all these scouts are here to watch tonight. Is that fantastic throwing arm that he features. See if the Scots try and challenge him. That's almost kind of a pitch out right there.
I think you might be right. 2-2 the count.
Money has been fantastic this year. He's, like I said, is their ace.
That's in the dirt. Bean keeps it in front, and the count goes full now to Utley. Nobody Bean, out here.
Bean doing his best Aaron Falgout impression right there. Blocking that breaking pitch in the dirt, keeping it in front of him.
And Utley, see another pitch.
What quality at-bat right here by Utley, especially because he fell down in the count 0-2. It's real tough to be able to battle back. Quality AB. Scots want to stay out of the double play.
Utley hammers that into left field, but right at the left fielder, Josh DeLoach, who makes the grab, and McDade will have to stick at first base. 1 out.
Real good piece of hitting there by Luke Utley, as he was able to
get
a fastball he could handle and pull one out to left center. But it just goes right out to left fielder. That's exactly what happened to Steve Bean in the first inning for Rockwall. So they kind of trade a pair of lucky outs, well hit balls right at the left fielder.
Made money work that time. Here's Griffin Gall. He's been outstanding. And he takes the first pitch, and that's into the gap.
This could score a run.
McDade
round third.
Flying around third, and he will hold up, and Griffin Gall touches money for a double. The Scots have something cooking with runners at second and third, and Coach Oliver having a word over there with McDade.
I think he wanted to send him. He was waving him home. Send him. And normally you'd see a guy maybe run through a stop sign. Certainly you almost never see a guy stop when the third base coach is sending him. But I think maybe the fact that he had to run down to second 3 or 4 times with foul balls right there, he might have been a little winded.
Well, Griffin Gall coming through again for Highland Park with a big hit, and that'll bring up Matthew Milburn.
We didn't give chance. Griffin didn't even give us a chance to give the guy a little credit. I was about to talk about how good of a hitter he's been lately, and he laces one in the gap.
7th double of the year for Gall, who is a .327 hitter. And now Matthew Milburn. We'll try to send him in right here.
Now this is where you're looking for that productive out.
2-1 the count.
Either a fly ball to the outfield would be great, or a ground ball to the right side of the infield. Either one of those would score a run. And
being able to keep
Milburn able to work himself a 3-1 count. So the Scouts have been ahead a whole lot in this game. That's what we talked about, the game within the game. It's not just pitching and hitting. You're trying to work that count as much as possible and get an advantageous position like Milburn's in right now.
And that's fouled straight back and out of play. McDade reached on a 4-pitch walk. He's at third base, and then Griffin Gall with the 1-out double to the right field gap.
Man, it would be real big for the Scots to get that first run.
Absolutely.
Team plays so much more confident. Everything just feels good, feels a whole lot better when you get that early run.
Payoff pitch and fouled back. Milburn hanging in.
This pitch count for money is getting up there here early in the ball game. This might maybe the fourth batter we've seen get a full count.
Well, the old phrase in baseball, timely hitting. This is chopped to Edwards at shortstop. He'll go to third base. And Gall is going to be called safe as he got under the tag. Throw was there in time, but Dustin Angel didn't apply the tag.
Well, most importantly,
and there's the sign. The umpire's saying, look, you tagged him up here. The foot beat the tag, and Coach Jeff Payne's going to come out and have a word with the umpire about it. But I tell you what, I'll make a prediction, Miles. He won't win the argument.
No, you don't typically win these. I see his point. I mean, the throw beat him by enough to where he should have had him. And even if he didn't make the tag, most of the time they'll give that call anyway just because the ball beat him by so much. But most importantly, even if they had made the out, a great piece of hitting by Matthew Milburn. He'll reach on the fielder's choice, but it's all about the run scored in a productive out right there, a productive hit by Milburn to get the Scots an early lead. That's huge.
Runners now on the corners for David Hughes, getting the start tonight in left field.
Hughes has been good when he's been called upon. This is the one spot, it's been a real consistent 7 guys and then kind of a revolving door out in left field, and Hughes has been excellent when he's gotten the call out and left.
Hughes hitting .294. And fouls that pitch off.
Once again here for the Scots, a productive out because they weren't able to get that runner at third. And a fly ball to the outfield would be fantastic right here.
Gall at third base. Milburn at first.
Good job just fighting off that pitch. Just stay alive. Live to see one more. Milburn's got himself a pretty good lead over at first. They might hit and run here to try and stay out of the double play.
0-2 count to Hughes. And that's way out of the zone, 1-2.